Dr. R. Hemavati is an assistant professor in mathematics in Queen Mary's, Chennai. She has specialized on functional analysis. Having 12 years of experience in teaching, she has won various awards for her performance. She has published papers in 14 international journals, 3 national journals, and has presented papers in 10 international and in 5 national conferences. She is also one of the editors for an international journal.
Welcome to UGC lecture series. We are discussing the sampling distributions revisited. Sampling distribution of mean in sampling with replacement and without replacement. Also, sampling distribution of proportion have been discussed in previous session. In continuance with the talk about sampling distributions, in this session we are going to talk about sampling distribution of proportion and variance. Also, a problem will be worked out in sampling distribution of mean using the central limit theorem discussed in the previous session. This example goes like a population random variable x has mean 100 and standard deviation 16. What are the mean and standard deviation of the sample mean x bar for random samples of size 4 drawn with replacement? What are the mean and standard deviation of x bar if the population size is 250 and the samples of size 4 are drawn without replacement? Here you can see the population values are not given. In the sense, population is considered to be infinite or hidden, whereas you are taking only the sample values. Since the population mean and standard deviation values are given, population size, sample space is irrelevant information and it is not required here. And one more thing given here is population size is 250, considered to be quite large for calculating the population mean and population standard deviation. Hence, the values directly given, we will utilize it using central limit theorem, we will calculate the corresponding mean and standard deviation for the sample. And the samples of size 4 are drawn without replacement. You are asked to find out mean and standard deviation of x bar. Next, suppose the random variable x is approximately normally distributed. What is p of 95 less than or equal to x bar less than or equal to 105 for samples of size 4 drawn with replacement? Here only we have to use the central limit theorem because x is given to be equal to normally distributed. And then the same thing with you have to calculate it for the sampling without replacement. So, we shall start the solution. First we shall write down what is given the question. A population mean is given to be equal to 100 and the population standard deviation is given to be equal to 16 and sample size is given to be equal to 4. Okay. So, the first question is you are asked to find out the mean and standard deviation of a sample mean for sampling with replacement. Mean and standard deviation of x bar is mean of sample mean x bar is mu x bar. According to the formula it is mu and therefore it is equal to 100. Even the sample values are not given for calculation like summation x into p of x or integration x into p of f of x dx. Here we have to use the theorems already previous session. Mu of x bar is mu, therefore equal to 100 and standard deviation of x bar is for the first case sampling with replacement is sigma x bar is equal to sigma by root n. Sigma is 16, so divided by root 4 which is equal to 16 by 2 equal to 8. Next you have the case of sampling without replacement. For sampling without replacement mu x bar is equal to mu, that is same as 100, whereas sigma x bar is sigma by small root n into root of capital N minus n by capital N minus 1, where you have capital N value is equal to 250 and small n value is sample of size 4. So, 16 by root 4 into root of 250 minus 4 by 250 minus 1, and this value is equal to 16 by 2 into root of 246 by 249, and this is equal to approximately 7.95. This is sigma x bar, that is a standard deviation of sample mean x bar in the case of sampling without replacement. Next, you are asked to calculate probability of 95 less than or equal to x bar less than or equal to 105 if x is normally distributed. If x is normally distributed, then we use the central limit theorem. Then normally distributed in the sense it has to be converted to a standard normal variable using z is equal to the variable minus corresponding mean divided by standard deviation. That is the central limit theorem, which says if x is normally distributed, then x bar is also normally distributed with mean mu x bar and standard deviation sigma x bar. So, using CLT, we have the corresponding conversion as z is equal to variable minus its corresponding mean divided by standard deviation. Okay. Here if you take the variable is x bar and its mean is mu x bar and its standard deviation is a sigma x bar. For the first case of sampling with replacement, we have mu x bar is 100 and standard deviation of x bar is 8. This is for sampling with replacement. We shall have some identification for with replacement and without replacement. This is actually sampling without replacement, in the sense we shall put a dash to identify for sampling without replacements corresponding mean and standard deviation. Okay. So, we shall use for sampling with replace. Here this is sampling with replacement case, where x bar is normally distributed. You will have x bar minus 100 divided by 8, that is z. Now, convert this 95 and 105 to z using this formula of z, that is when x bar is equal to 95, then z is equal to 95 minus 100 by 8, which is equal to minus 0.625, and similarly when x bar is equal to 105, z is equal to 105 minus 100 by 8, which is equal to plus 0.625. Just plot it in the diagram and then see how the area covered is, so that we can calculate the corresponding probability value. So, this is z is equal to 0 and this is z is equal to minus 0.625 and this is z is equal to 0.625. So, if you want to calculate P of 95 less than or equal to x bar less than or equal to 105, you have to calculate P of minus 0.625 less than or equal to z less than or equal to plus 0.625. So, this area shaded is the required probability. Because of the symmetricity of the area, this is 2 times P of 0 less than or equal to z less than or equal to 0.625, because the area from 0 to minus 0.625 is the same as the area from 0 to plus 0.625. Just look at the tables and find out where is the area corresponding to 0.625 comes. 0.625 you can just take it as the average values between 2 and 3, or take 0.62. This is 0.6 and this is 2, you have 0.23, 0.2324, 0.2324 is taken into account. To be more appropriate, you can just take the average of these two values. So, now 0.625 value if you want, just take 0.6 and 0.02, that is 0.2324. Okay. So, that is equal to 2 times 0.2324. What is it equal to? This is equal to 0.4648. So, the corresponding probability value for the third one is probability of 95 less than or equal to x bar less than or equal to 105 is equal to 0.4648. Okay. Next, we have the case of sampling without replacement. Sampling without replacement. So, the z value will change because standard deviation value changes. So, z is equal to x bar minus mu x bar dash divided by sigma x bar dash. This dash represents the corresponding mean and standard deviation of the sample mean x bar in the case of sampling without replacement. So, x bar minus mu x bar is 100 itself, but sigma x bar is 7.95. Okay. Now, therefore, when x bar is equal to 95, z will be equal to 95 minus 100 divided by 7.95. This value comes to be equal to minus 0.63, and when x bar is equal to 105, z is equal to 105 minus 100 by 7.95, which is equal to plus 0.63. Therefore, P of 95 less than or equal to x bar less than or equal to 105 equals to P of minus 0.63 less than or equal to z less than or equal to plus 0.63. Just look at the table according to the symmetricity. The required area is this shaded part, and it is same as 2 times P of 0 less than or equal to z less than or equal to 0.63. Look at the tables, standard normal distribution table. A standard normal distribution table says for 0.63 we have 0.6, for corresponding to 3 is 0.2357. So, this is equal to 2 times 0.2357, which is equal to 0.4714. Hence, we have got the answer for sampling without replacement case. We have P of 95 less than or equal to x bar less than or equal to 105 is equal to 0.4714. After discussing this, again we shall go back and discuss about a sampling distribution of sample proportion. So, mean and standard deviation of P bar, that is sample proportions. In the case of sampling with replacement, we have suppose the population proportion is P and random samples of size n are drawn with replacement, then the sample proportion P bar has mean P and standard deviation root of P into 1 minus P by n. Now, in the case of a sampling without replacement, if the population size is n, population proportion is P and random sample of size n are drawn without replacement, then the sample proportion P bar has mean P and standard deviation. I told you this is called a correction factor for the case of sampling without replacement. It has to be multiplied with the standard deviation in case of population is finite, or in the case of sampling without replacement. So, root of P into 1 minus P by n into root of capital N minus small n by capital N minus 1. That is, if the population is much larger than the sample size, then root of capital N minus small n by n minus 1 is approximately equal to 1, and if the sample size itself is also large, n is greater than or equal to 30, then the central limit theorem, that is theorem 3b, can be used to obtain theorem 6. Next, we have the central limit theorem for sample proportions. It is same as in central limit theorem for sampling distribution of mean. The same case where the z, that is if x is normally distributed, then the corresponding sample proportion P bar is also normally distributed. So, the conversion of the P bar to z is using the formula z is equal to P bar minus its mean is P. So, small p minus capital P divided by root of P q by n. Suppose the sample size n is large and the population size is large in comparison to n, the sample proportion p bar is approximately normally distributed with mean p and standard deviation root of p into 1 minus p by n. Okay, we shall do this problem. We are going to use the sampling distribution of the proportion p bar. So, the question says like suppose 25% of all US workers belong to a labor union. What is the probability that in a random sample of 100 US workers, sample size is greater or equal to 30, we are going to use central limit theorem, at least 20% will belong to a labor union. So, belonging to labor union is considered as success. Therefore, the proportion of belonging to labor union has to be considered. Also find the standard error of the population proportion. So, nothing has been given about sampling with replacement or without replacement. If nothing is mentioned, it means it is called a sampling with replacement. So, we will go ahead with proceeding with sampling with replacement. So, the solution says n is equal to 100 workers and the population proportion is considered to be P is a population proportion of workers belonging to labor union is equal to it is given to be equal to 25% which is 0.25, and what is asked in the question? You are asked to verify what is the probability of at least 20% will belong to the labor union. So, the required probability P of P bar is greater or equal to 20% will belong to the labor union is asked. We have to find out the mean and standard deviation of a P bar, that is mu of a P bar is P, which is equal to 25% 0.25, and the sigma of a P bar is root of P into 1 minus P by n, which is equal to 0.25 into 0.75 by 100, which is equal to 0.0433. We shall find out P bar greater than or equal to. So, the conversion, first of all, conversion is P bar minus mu of P bar divided by sigma of P bar. P bar minus 0.25 by 0.0433. So, for the probability of P bar of 0.2 has to be converted first of all. So, if P bar is equal to 0.20, then what is your Z value? Z is equal to 0.20 minus 0.25 divided by 0.0433 minus 1.15 Z value. Therefore, if for probability of P bar greater or equal to 0.2 is P of Z greater or equal to minus 1.15. Plot this in the diagram and see what area is required. This is Z is equal to 0, this is Z is equal to minus 1.15. So, the area to the right is to be shaded, part is already 0.5, and this area from 0 to minus 1.15 is same as the area from 0 to plus 1.15. Look at the tables, we want 1.15. So, 1.1, then 5 we have to see, this is 1.1, and for 1.1 we have to look at 0.5, and this is the value 0.3749, this value. Okay, this is equal to 0.5 plus 0.3749, which is equal to 0.8749. Now, we have calculated that above 20% of the probability, we have calculated the probability value that in a random sample of 100 US workers, at least 20% will belong to the labor union. Also, the standard error of the population proportion meanwhile calculated is nothing but the sigma P bar value, right. We have calculated the probability that out of 100 US workers at least 20%, at least 20% will belong to labor union is 0.8749. At the same time, we have also calculated standard error of a proportion which is nothing but sigma p bar, and this value is 0.0433. After discussing sampling distribution of proportion, next in continuance with the discussion of sampling distribution is a sampling distribution of a sample variance. For that, first of all, take the x as the population random variable with mean mu and standard deviation sigma. Assume that random sample spaces of sizes n are taken with replacement, or if they are taken without replacement, we assume that population size is much larger than n. Then the values x1, x2, etc. up to xn of x in a random sample are in effect the values of n independent random variables capital X1, capital X2, etc. up to xn, each with mean mu and standard deviation sigma. The random variable s square is x1 minus x bar whole square plus x2 minus x bar whole square plus etc. xn minus x bar whole square divided by n minus n, where x bar is the sample mean, is called, this s square is called a sample variance. The main thing you have to note down is for the sample variance, the average is taken for n minus 1 values only. Okay. For a discussion about sampling distribution of sample mean, we need the chi-square distribution discussion at present. That is, we say that let z1, z2, etc. up to zk be k independent normal random variables, each with mean 0 and standard deviation 1, is called standard normal distribution, standard normal variables. Then the random variables, that is summation of the squares of standard random variables is called chi-square random variable with k degrees of freedom. We have taken k independent standard normal variables, the summation of the squares of the standard normal random variables gives you the chi-square random variable with k degrees of freedom. So, what is to be discussed here is a chi-square random variable with k degrees of freedom will be denoted as chi-square of k. Chi-square random variable with k degrees of freedom will be denoted as chi-square of k, and its mean is k and its standard deviation is root of 2k. Okay. In this sense, we shall work out this problem where it says that x1, x2, x3 are independent normal random variables, each with mean 100 and standard deviation 15. Let zi is equal to, this is the conversion, right, xi minus mean divided by standard deviation. So, xi minus 100 by 15 for I is equal to 1, 2, 3, where this zi will be called as independent standard normal random variables, each with mean 0 and standard deviation 1. So, prove that z1, z2, z3 are chi-square of 1, the chi-square random variable with the degrees of freedom 1, each with mean 1 and standard deviation has to be found out, and similarly z square, z1 square plus z2 square plus z3 square is chi-square random variable with 3 degrees of freedom with mean 3 and standard deviation root of 6. Okay, we shall do this problem. Given expectation mu xi is equal to 100 and standard deviation of xi sigma xi is equal to 15, zi is equal to xi minus 100 by 15, and therefore z1, z2, z3 are independent normal random variables with mean 0 and standard deviation 1. This is obvious, right? They are called standard normal variables, which is very well known. When xi is a normal random variable, then zi will be called as a standard normal random variable. For standard normal random variable, mean is 0 and standard deviation is 1. Therefore, we take z1 square. Z1 square only one standard normal variables square. Therefore, it is a chi-square random variable with 1 degrees of freedom. Its mean is k. Just recall, chi-square of k has mean k and a standard deviation root of 2k. Therefore, its mean is 1 because k is equal to 1 here, and its standard deviation is root of 2k, which is equal to root 2. Okay. Similarly, z2 square. is also a chi-square random variable with 1 degrees of freedom, and Z3 square separately is also a chi-square random variable with 1 degrees of freedom. Corresponding mean is 1 and standard deviation is 2. Then taking 3 at a time, Z1 square plus Z2 square plus Z3 square. According to that theorem, this is a chi-square random variable with k degrees. Here k is 3 degrees of freedom. Okay, just recall the theorem, that is Z1 square plus Z2 square plus etc. Zk square is a chi-square random variable with k degrees of freedom. In the place of k you are having 3, therefore chi-square random variable with k is equal to 3 here. Therefore, its mean is k is equal to 3 and its standard deviation is root of 2k, which is root of 2 into 3 is equal to root 6, hence proved. Now, in this session, a problem has been worked out in sampling distribution of mean with and without replacement using central limit theorem, where the random variable x is normally distributed. Hence, we use central limit theorem and we worked out a problem in calculating the sample mean x bar and the mean of sample mean and standard deviation of x bar. Also, sampling distributions of proportion is discussed and a problem is also worked out in sampling distribution of proportion. For discussing the sampling distribution of variance, chi-square distribution is dealt with briefly. Based on the discussion in this session, the following questions may be posed. A population random variable x has mean 75 and standard deviation 8. Find the mean and standard deviation of x bar based on random samples of size 25 with replacement. Using central limit theorem, just have to find out the mu x bar and sigma x bar. SAT scores are approximately normally distributed with mean 500 and standard deviation 100. If a random sample of size 50 is taken, what is P of x bar greater than or equal to 525? Again use central limit theorem. Nothing is specified about replacing or not replacing, therefore we have to take it as replacement problem and then do. Also state the central limit theorem for proportion. Thank you.